is it okay? Is it okay to have sex before marriage?
Growing up, we used to think that all of those things, activities like youthful age, that everything we do, everything we see in the world, in social media, in television, in everything, that's the way to do it. Okay, that's the way to do it, which is not right. You have to look into those things and talk about it. Hello guys, my name is Premarital and you're welcome in Eternal Voice. And today guys, we have a wonderful topic to share with you guys. If you're new here, my name. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Premarital and you're welcome in Eternal Voice Hannah. So if you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing, turn on the notification bell and like the video, share with your loved ones. Because today we have a very juicy topic to talk about. As you can see by the title, okay, and I have here a wonderful friend. Yeah, we discussed a lot of relationship goals and a lot of videos. We talked about what men want in a woman, what women want in a man, and also red flags, what you shouldn't ignore while dating. So today we are going to talk about another wonderful topic. But before then, let me allow him to introduce himself.
Good afternoon, listeners. Good afternoon, viewers. It's a great pleasure to be here once again, and I'm happy to be here once again. And we are here to discuss a very important subject matter. And I know that a lot of people will not be comfortable. Will not be comfortable with what we are about to discuss. Just to know that life itself is not comfortable. So we are going to share the cankerworm that has eaten deep into this generation, and where the abnormal has become the normal in the state or in the space we find ourselves currently. For some of us, I include myself, that made some mistakes in the past. Probably we are bringing this probably to know how to mitigate and put a stop. And we are not saying probably we are better off than you, but we think there is need to educate you and to help, because probably this is one of the reasons, the essence of what life is about. So definitely today we'll have a very controversial, so I call it controversial anyway, because I know that so many will not want to agree with us, and there will be a lot of criticisms and a lot of negative reactions, comments, but it's all good. So long as 10, 15, 20 years, you look it up and you said, I heard such, but the fact that we are doing the wrong thing would not make such a thing to become right, especially in the way things are going, even in the Christian space, in the Muslim space, and every other space, religious space or body. Then we are here to talk about it and educate us and probably see how to leverage on this and the solutions. We're going to be talking about premarital sex. For some of us that are into it, for some of us that have made the mistakes already, and for some of us that have not yet, but looking at the environment, looking at the set of people that is nursing this idea of going into it, we will urge you to please. This is time for restraint and put back your knife in your sword, put back your sword, and let's make a new beginning. I want you to sit back, listen, and enjoy all that we came with. Thank you very much.
So today, this topic is a very important one, because I'm also going to talk about myself. I'm going to talk about my own experience growing up in a world that everything is like
normal.
Bad behaviors, everything is like cruise for everybody. We feel like we have to join the trend, we have to join people like when you are in your 18 years, 17 years, school influence and of people, you tend to go away from the right path. Okay, so this video is for the young one and even the older, like those who are older, that the young ones are looking up to, like looking to learn from you. Okay, so while growing up, I see it like, because this thing called abstinence is a decision. Okay, apart from making it a decision, it should be what, like, you have to work towards it. It should be a way of life, because it's not easy. I've seen people that have already engaged themselves in some sexual activity, but now they are no more in that side, or they don't now they focus in building themselves. Okay, growing up, we used to think that all of those things, activities like youthful age, that everything we do, everything you see in the world, in social media, in television, in everything, that's the way to do it. Okay, that's the way to do it, which is not right. You have to look into those things and talk about it. Abstinence. Okay, it should be your decision. Okay, I'm not condemning you because you have no, I'm not trying to tell you this is the way that you're going to live your life.
There are the common questions people ask, especially people in the courtship, people that have already maybe gotten to the level of engagement and all the rest of them. One of the questions they ask is it okay? Is it okay to have sex before marriage? Mm-hmm. Like during the course of my introduction, I never said that I'm perfect. I've been there before, but we only change. For the fact that I've been there does not mean that I can't still. Change is constant process. Change is always so. If change takes place, why not tell people I've been there? There is nothing. Is to help people. Is to help people, not probably be shy about it. Yeah, I've been. It's something that I've handled. So I'm not talking. I'm talking out of experience. I only came to talk about this because of probably the new mindset. It's not really because I am more better than you. No, it's not like that. So is it a right? Is it a right, or is it okay to have premarital, or to like do it before marriage? That is where the problem is.
So first of all, engaging yourself in any sex before marriage, okay, is not something that glorifies God. Okay, first of all, you have to, as a Christian, even a Muslim,
all religions, even if we still trace back and to contemporary times, the time of old, where Christianity and Muslim, premarital sex. Probably we said we are more educated now, we are more civilized, but our actions, the people that we said they were not civilized, they were not educated, they did far more better than the way we are going. If we look at the level of moral decay in our society or in our generation currently, we see that probably we're doing less in what even the people that we think that they don't know it, that we know better. They did far more better.
They did better.
You still bring it to the religious aspect of it. The two major religions, or I have not even seen any religion that permits, and I will still probably maybe hit part of the Christian community, which is where I'm speaking from. Because of all this, people are afraid even to stand to speak because of what is happening, and it has become a norm. It has become a way of life that people see nothing to it. It's just it doesn't matter, and people don't even look at the negative, because no need to even say positive, because there is no justification to premarital sex. So it's when there is need or there is question like, is it okay? Definitely it's not okay. Once the Bible has standard for sex, if you want to. And probably one of the reasons why we're having failed marriages, because people go into it because they just want to be legalized or to be fulfilled of just sexual desires and on the rest. And when you go there because of it, and few months, few days, few weeks, and you get tired of it, and you are frustrated already. So, but for me, it's something that I said I've handled. But the time has come that I began to look at things in some specific ways. I began to sacrifice some things that I felt were pleasure then, but wasn't pleasure, because we're in a generation that premarital sex or sex itself has become a recreational event where people feel that they call it fun, and nobody sees the negative and the spiritual aspect or impact of it.
Adding to what I said about glorifying God, understand that engaging yourself with someone, that we all have spirits, okay? We all have spirits, and engaging yourself, you call yourself a Christian or a believer, that you know the word of God, you know that this is not right, and you find yourself engaging in such a thing, there's a lot of transfer. There's a lot of transfer
of spirits,
demons, spiritual things that you yourself will not be able, because that's it. That's an evil spirit, okay, transferring into you, a child of God, or the other person. So it's very, very important to be very careful of the person or whoever you are talking with, to the extent of going to bed with that point. I think that if someone can't wait or can give you that time, for example, it's very difficult. I've seen some comments online, women or men saying that it's very difficult nowadays to find someone that will wait till marriage. Is very difficult. It's very, very difficult for you to find such a person. It's very difficult. But I'm telling you that if someone cannot wait, you are in a relationship with somebody, and that person, his main focus is to sleep with you, like for you to prove
his or her focus.
Or to sleep with you, because that's what he thinks that's the expression of love for the person is for the person. It's not true. If the person cannot wait, the person is not meant for you. So don't change your decision, or maybe you have been doing that before and now you want to start up a new life. Anyone that presents to you and tell you that is the way, if you don't do it, you don't love me, if you this and that, that's a lie.
To add to that point, in the generation we are in, we now equate premarital sex to be love. That we now believe that when we do it, then I ask myself, if truly that this is the definition of love, or what we think that the prostitutes probably they loved a lot of people because they sees people. Definitely, you will say that it's false. It's not true. It's not based on truth. That for you to show me that you love me, or for me to show that I love you, that we must. No, love is not about going to. No, it's not far from it. You can still love someone without. So equating sex to be love definitely is out of this context. So
that is just satisfying.
He's not meant for you, she's not meant for you. But sex definitely. And we've seen a lot of heartbreaks and where people come out and so it's time for us to be to enlighten, to come up to speed, to know our worth, and if he's desperate, if he can't wait for you, then let him come and do the needful and have it all to himself, or have it all to herself. So which shouldn't be if you don't, definitely that becomes
and again, like for example, sacrificing your I saw this online, okay, and it was very interesting to talk about it. Like sacrificing your long time joy for a short time pleasure. That this is deep. This is very, very deep. Like you feel like you want to satisfy yourself now. Because I see some people, they will be crying over a man, or she'll be crying over. When you look at that person, you say, what is wrong with you? It's because they have this bond that they have built, that is not meant to build. Marriage is meant for, like we say, sex is meant for married people. Like they have decided, yes, they want to spend their life together, then they can share that. Okay, they can share that. But when you are not there and you share with someone that is not meant for you. Someone that they just pass by, or what? Someone that they just pass by, someone that is just moving away, someone that is just trying different women, or that woman that is trying different men. It's gonna hurt you. You see yourself crying for someone that you shouldn't be crying for. Because something is wrong somewhere. Okay, so it's very don't sacrifice your long-time joy for a temporary pleasure of your physical flesh or something like that. So you can still have self-control when it comes to that. It will help you a lot to make a good decision, to know the reality, to look at people, their characters, because when you engage yourself with someone, you can see that
you've compromised. There are some red flags that you should be able to dictate, but because you've compromised, it will be very difficult for you to. Talking about that, we are no longer seeing sex, premarital sex to be, and we are now seeing it as fun. To the extent that we are now beginning to even, especially the ladies, beginning to use abortions as form of contraceptives. Then you can imagine some of the damages, and some of us, because of the type of lifestyle we've lived, We call it fun. We tend to see it to be fun, to be nothing, to be abnormal. And in time to come, we sacrifice it for little pleasure as against what we are to enjoy for a very long time. And when the time for the real thing comes, and we start struggling, running helter-skelter, especially some of us will begin to blame our pastors, will begin to call on God. And I tell people that when you make a mistake in life, grace will not stop you from receiving the penalties of when you make mistakes. During the course of your sexual relationship escapades, and you were able to get yourself diseases, entangle yourself with some spirits and all the rest of them, and when the time comes, you start blaming one person or the other.
And also when it comes to, I will also talk about it decreases like the motivation,
the morale.
The motivation. Like for example, you went in and begin to live with someone that you shouldn't. First of all, how can you live with someone that's how can you live? You can live with someone, you can live with a male friend or something like that, but there are a lot of temptation and things that you have to avoid. Sure. There are some people that can cohabitate like campus or other places, definitely. But when you live there and begin to do something that a married woman should be doing, or a married man should be doing, that motivation of him taking the next step is no longer there, or she taking the next step is no longer there, because she has started doing something.
There's nothing that will prompt him again.
You don't need to be blaming the person because you just spoiled everything how it's supposed to be. So the motivation to make the next step is no longer there because you have made everything available.
He or she has seen what's the need again for you to?
So if you are still in that situation, you still have time to even though you are in you still have time to amend, make your decision, value yourself.
The video is coming up.
Yes.
And probably we can still check the level of cohabitation, how many that leads to marriage. Statistics said that 86% of people cohabiting does not lead to marriage. You can see what that statistics shows. So throwing yourself at people, or like the urgency or the need to make that move is no longer, because he has seen everything, so there is no need.
And it can also cause a lot of problems in marriages, because yes, I'm not married, but there's a lot of things going on now in
homes, a lot of homes.
Like comparison, you are comparing your spouse with that person or something, and your mind is not. It's better you keep guide your minds with everything, guide your heart. To avoid all this heartbreak. Sometimes some people that you think that there's some people that shouldn't even break your heart. Breaking your heart because you don't see the reality that they have robbed you of your joy. You are dependent, you are so close to them, you bond with them, you don't see clearly. A lot of things, and also we talked about unwanted
pregnancy, which is another negative effects of premarital. Unwanted pregnancy for the ladies can ruin you, even as a guy. And you are stuck in there, and there are things that you want to. I'm not saying that, but we are only saying if you are in this type of relationship, it's time to put a stop to it, because a lot of challenges, a lot of risk, viruses, and fungi, bacteria that is attached, that is associated with it, that you can. She said something that. It brings comparisons when you will be in a home. It brings a lot of problems in homes, like she just rightly said, that you will be with Mr. A, but your mind is with Mr. B, Mr. C. How a lot of things, and it brings distrust, suspicion, that probably I know how we started, and even when we later said we do, that trust sometimes might not be because I'm in doubt. I don't feel, because I know that how everything pans out to be, or so it brings distrust, lack of confidence, lack of trust. The bonding is not so definitely premarital sex is a no. So if you're having or you're nursing that idea or asking this question, is it okay?
So that's it, okay? When if as a student you are in school, wherever you are, just don't do it. Focus in your studies. focus in your studies, your dream, your ambitions. Work towards your, like, work for your, like, prepare yourself, okay? Prepare yourself, because the world is cruel. People are like a lot of manipulations, a lot of like sweet to talk, a lot of it. So we should be very careful, ladies, men. And men, if you are trying to do it, okay, to prove some point to your friend, or to feel that you are now man enough, your friends are doing it, so you should do the same. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Prepare yourself. There's a lot of things to do. And when you engage yourself in such activities, be ready for the things,
repercussions, and the responsibilities that is attached to it.
Definitely. It's not easy. It's not easy. So if you find yourself doing all those things, it's like, come back here. We are not trying to judge you. We are not trying to. You can start from now
to make amends.
Yes, start working on yourself. Start if you are in an unhealthy relationship or whatever, that person wants it to see, because you to even make you think, you'll be thinking, did this person marry me because of sex, or did he or she love me enough? Yeah, do you understand that? Those questions.
What are the basics or the parameters that this person requires?
So,
but premarital sex will not give you that consciousness to reason like this. It will, because you're born with such a one. Your level of thinking, you don't like. There are a lot of questions that you should have asked, but because you've compromised, you will be diminished not to like look to some critical things that you should have before saying I do, which is one of the last video the last video, the red flags. So the red flag is also when you engage in premarital sex, it doesn't give you that urgency or that sense of urgency to question a lot of things, because you've soiled your hands and then your consciences. You are not in your right consciences to question a lot of things, and by so doing, you now end up making mistakes. The choice of.
So I used to ask myself, does it mean that it's impossible to find someone that will not request, first of all, sex? Okay, well, that's I believe that many people out there are still asking the same question. Does it mean that someone who loves you must, like, if someone loves you, that he will demand you or she will demand you of that act, that premarital whatever? Does it mean that it's the norm? Does it mean that that's the way? But the truth is that the answer to that question is that it's a no. If someone loves you, he will definitely fight for you. He will look out for you. He will look out for your joy, your peace of mind, not pushing you to do something that he himself has not found himself, has not understood himself. He's still searching for himself, or she's searching for herself. Okay, so let us be very careful. It might not be what you are expecting to hear in this video, but let us just be very careful. Build yourself first before you allow someone else to confuse you or to destroy your own sense of reason, because you want to just satisfy yourself for now and destroy a lot of things.
The benefits that to add to what she said.
And again, none of us we are not condemning sex. We are not condemning it. We are not saying that it's bad. We are not saying that this is. But when you do it when it's not the right time to do it, that's when it becomes a taboo. That's when it becomes a no. So that's it. Okay. Because
we're doing some things, a lot of things that is good, but they are not right. But the fact there are things that we feel is good, but does it mean it's right? Definitely no. Sex, is it good? Yes, it's quench our taste for our physical bodies, but does it mean the premarital sex? Does it mean it's right? Definitely no, it is not right. So just to add to what she said. A lot of people is asking, is it possible for people like to love without? Yeah, it's still possible. It's still, if you values me and I values you, and I know what I want to build, I think I should be disciplined enough to not to ruin a long-term moment with just a pleasure that wouldn't even last. Maybe I wouldn't want to say it, but definitely it's still possible to be in a relationship. Probably not engaging in things that are not right.
So that's it for today's video. Okay, this just like take time to listen to this message, share it with your one another, your young ones, your friends, your family, everyone. Share with them. I think that this will definitely go like help someone out, you can listen to it because it will help. Share with your friends, share with your loved ones, your family. I believe that someone will love to listen or learn, because some of us, like, we are seniors, we are big sisters, aunties. Sometimes even Africans, we don't want to discuss some such a thing.
Like, it's not part of the African something, but it's time we begin to educate people. Educate people, and for the fact that, like I said before during my introduction, that it's something that I've handled, and I begin to see that I made some mistakes. So I'm only trying to help you not to make the same mistakes that I made. Don't watch this podcast with a myopic mind. Just be open. Just look at it from what the realities of what life should be, and not probably base it on religious point or your cultural or anything or your psychological, but look at it from what life should be. Probably we'll come back with a reloaded of this same subject of discourse. Probably do a well-detailed video that is even more better than what we, but it's still a work in progress. So I really appreciate.
So thank you.
Subscribe and like.
Thank you so much for always coming back to this video. Okay, leave your comments. If you tell us your experience, what are those challenges you think that you're feeling?
Or what you want us to discuss.
What are those challenges? First of all, what are those challenges? Because I see a lot of comment, people saying that is impossible, but it's possible. Put it down there. If you have been in such a situation, but it changed, the change of mind brought a positive result to your life. Now write it down and encourage someone. Okay, so please, if there are other questions, other topics you want us to talk about, okay, put it down there and we'll surely come back with great topic. We love you guys. Stay blessed, and remember, you are the voice, I am the voice. Bye.